I get a lot of questions from you guys regarding this boat, and one of the big questions in there is, Casey, I just bought this, I have no idea what to add to it, I have no idea what to do to get it running on the water catching fish. So that's going to be kind of what we're covering today. In today's video, I have included about 3 stages in terms of price points on what I would add to this boat if I had that amount of money. And they basically go in order of priority. So stage 1 is going to be the stuff you have to have. Stage 2 is stuff that would be pretty dang helpful to have, and then stage 3 is kind of like just a lot of extra little bells and whistles that'll make your day better. So I'm gonna go over all 3 here. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. All right, so what you guys see here is stage 1. This is only the boat, the battery, and the trolling motor. The seat comes with the boat, so I included that here. This is the bare bones necessary to get out on the water and fish. So this one is coming in at around $850 for these 3. It can be a little more or a little less depending on what you want to go with the battery and the trolling motor. So the boat is obviously the number one thing here, right? This is the Bass Pro Shops Pond Prowler 8. So obviously you can get this at Bass Pro Shops or Cabela's. This is coming in at around $600 to $630. It's a great boat. As you guys know on the channel, this is my main boat I fish out of. I've caught pretty much every species on it. There's a lot of little mods that I have added that I'm not including in this. I have other videos on that, but that is obviously the very first thing here. Next up is going to be the battery. And so for the battery, the original battery that I used is from Walmart. It's just an Everstart lead acid battery. It works okay. I mean, it works. It does what you need it to do for the most part. It definitely runs out of power a lot quicker than other batteries, especially if you were to get a lithium battery. This battery is coming in at about $90, so basically the $630 plus the $90, right now we're talking at around $720 for these 2. If you're gonna have this boat for a while or you fish all day, I would recommend just upgrading to a lithium battery. They are 20 times better, they're lighter, they go way longer than the lead acid battery. Just overall, it is the bomb. I use an Amped Outdoors battery and I absolutely love it. I will put links to that in the description below. But for the low budget that we're talking today, $90, that's probably the cheapest battery you're going to find on the market. Here is the specs on the Everstart in case you were wondering. This is a 24 group 100 amp hour battery. My other battery, which is 20 times better, is the Amped Outdoors lithium. This is a 31 group and it is 160 amp hour, and this thing goes all freaking day. I've never ran out on a trip now so far. I've actually fished multiple days without even charging it, and it's still running super strong. The third and final part for stage 1 here is obviously the trolling motor. You've got to get from point A to point B. This is going to do that for you. The first one I originally had was the Minn Kota Endura C2. It was a 36-pound thrust, and it's coming in at around $120, which is still keeping you at about $850 for all 3 of those things. So we're still sub $1,000 here. I have since upgraded. This is the Endura Max C2, and this is a 55-pound thrust. I just noticed that I needed to get out to places. I was making some longer trips, bigger lakes, and I just needed to go a little bit faster. So for those of you that are fishing on big waters, I would recommend doing maybe the Minn Kota Endura. You don't have to do the Endura Max, but just do the Endura like 50-pound thrust or 55-pound thrust, something a little bit bigger to help get you out. But if you're just fishing local ponds and small waters, the 36-pound thrust is fine. All 3 of those things together here, the boat, motor, and battery, are all going to be about $850, and that is getting you on the water and fishing. You may not be enjoying it as much as you would with these next mods, but you are out fishing, and that's what matters. All right, now this mod right here for stage 2 is, I would almost say this is 100% necessary to have on your boat, because it has just done so much for me in terms of catching more fish. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have this thing on the boat with me, and that's a fish finder. The one I have here, this is the Garmin Striker 5. This one is a little bit more expensive. If you were just starting out, I would get the Garmin Striker 4. It's about half the size of this, but it still does everything that this fish finder does. So I would get the Striker 4. I don't connect mine up to the battery, the big battery in the back. I don't want to take up space. So this is actually the battery battery right here that charges the fish finder. I just have the cords that go through the box and plug in through the back. For my transducer here, I actually just have a little thing, and this guy goes down into the water. So it's super simple on that, but oh my goodness, this has done such an incredible job at catching me more fish. So let's talk price here. The Garmin Striker 4 is coming in at about $118. That also comes with the battery. The fish finder mount here, which is this guy right here on the boat to hold it in, that's going to be costing $22, and then the transducer mount is going to be about $26. There may be some other little costs in here to make your life easier, but I'm just kind of covering the main things here. After all of that, plus the other stuff, we are now at $1,006. So for all of this stuff you have on a boat, $1,000 is an absolute steal. So that is the end of stage 2. Stage 3 has a ton of little mods on here that are all pretty cheap, so we're going to cover that now. The first mod I would include in stage 3, and this is one you could actually argue should be in stage 2, and that is a paddle. Because if your motor were to run out or your battery were to die, whatever, you're up a creek with no paddle, literally. So this one right here, I actually found this on the water, but you can also get them off Amazon for pretty cheap. This one is about $30 online. I like this one because it has a little push stick, and you can actually use that to jam into the water and just like, it uses like a shallow water motor if you want to be really quiet, like if you're stalking carp or whatever. So that thing's really cool. And then obviously you have the paddle on this side, and I just have a little kayak paddle mount here. Just clips in like that. This one also has a little lock over the top, but you don't have to do that. This is coming out for about 30 bucks. Another pretty big one here is this flooring. Now, this is actually just like workout, like gym floor mat. If you notice, it's just, just foam, and these just kind of snap into place. I do 3 of them in my boat. You have to kind of cut some of them to size, but once you cut them out, they work really well. These guys right here are coming out at about 26 bucks. You can get them like at Walmart or Amazon, bunch of different places. This is huge because it makes it a lot quieter when you step, so you're not hitting that really loud plastic and spooking fish. It's also a lot more comfortable to stand on all day, and in case you were to drop something, or it's easier to pick up on this than on the plastic. So another one that may not be necessary for you, for me it is absolutely necessary, but rod holders. You can get good rod holders on Amazon for about 40 bucks for a pair, and if you're doing any type of trolling, this is huge. You don't have to. If you're a bass fisherman, I probably wouldn't even put those on my boat because it's just something that can get in the way of other rods, right? So you don't have to do that, but for me, it is absolutely necessary, so I invested in some good rod holders. They're awesome. 40 bucks. I'll have everything linked below. The last modification here is a very easy one. It's very cheap as well. It's only like 12 bucks, and that is a battery box for your battery in the back. Especially, the battery is one of the more expensive things on the boat, and it is probably the most important thing. Like, a lot of other things on this boat could go bad, but if your battery goes bad, you're done for the day. So I got this guy right here. It's just super easy. You just snap it over. You're good. It helps protect your battery all day. Super cheap mod. 100% recommend it. Alrighty, so if you guys are looking to build this same exact setup that I have here in front of you, you're looking at about a grand total of $1,114, which is probably the cheapest boat you've ever seen in your life. But let me tell you folks, these things catch a lot of fish. Obviously that price point is very subjective because there's gonna be little things that are maybe more expensive than when this video was made. There may be things that are cheaper. There may be other little different ones that you wanna put instead of me, and maybe those are more expensive. There may be something else little in there that I didn't cover, but that's the average price for what you're looking at, when you're building this boat. If you guys got something out of this boat video, you're also going to get a lot out of these two right here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If there's a question you have, leave it down in the comments below, or feel free to reach out on Instagram and I'll hit you back. If you guys enjoyed, we'll see you guys next time on Humbug Videos.